The Leopard opens in 1860 at the palazzo of the Prince of Salina. Don Fabrizio, a Sicilian aristocrat whose family has held influence for centuries, the serenity of his household is disrupted by the arrival of news about Garibaldi's landing in Sicily, signaling the beginning of the end for the old social order that the prince represents. Father Pioni leads a prayer amid tensions, foreshadowing political and spiritual upheaval. Don Fabrizio recognizes that his world is changing rapidly and feels both nostalgia and resignation rather than fear. Tancredi Falconeri, the prince's charming but impoverished nephew, declares he is joining Garibaldi's revolutionary forces. His famous remark, "If we want things to stay as they are, things will have to change," captures the novel's central paradox. Adaptation is the only way to preserve power. The prince and his family leave their Palermo palace for their country estate at Donnafugata to escape the turmoil. The journey highlights the contrast between aristocratic decay and the energy of the rising middle class. At Donnafugata, the prince meets Don Calogero, Sidara, a wealthy, ambitious mayor who represents the new social climbing bourgeoisie. Though Fabrizio finds him vulgar, he recognizes that Don Calogero's type is the future of Sicily. Tancredi becomes enamored with Don Calogero's daughter, Angelica, whose beauty and fortune make her the embodiment of the emerging social order. Their engagement shocks the aristocracy, but the prince approves, seeing it as a necessary and inevitable union between old prestige and new wealth. The lavish ball in Palermo serves as the novel's emotional centerpiece. Don Fabrizio wanders the rooms, reflecting on aging, mortality, and the fading grandeur of his class. Watching Angelica's vibrant presence and Tancredi's political deftness, he realizes how thoroughly his world has shifted. As time passes, the prince refuses a Senate position in the newly unified Italy. He understands that the aristocracy's role has diminished and rejects a symbolic political post that no longer reflects true power. Don Fabrizio dies quietly, sensing he belongs to a vanished era. His death symbolizes the passing of the old Sicilian aristocracy. Decades later, the novel concludes with the three elderly Salina sisters clinging to relics of their family's former glory. Their attempt to preserve sacred heirlooms ends in failure. When the bishop dismisses their prized saintly relic as worthless, the final scene shows the family's possessions being discarded, symbolizing the irreversible decline of aristocratic Sicily. What once seemed eternal is now a relic of the past, swept away by history.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos.